Assalamu alaikum guys, I am Ifra Kashif and you are watching Basics of Linguistics. Today we are going to discuss the application of 5 codes that were given by Barther on the novel Merchant of Venus. So without wasting time, let's move on. Basically 5 codes, 5 semantic codes were given by Barther. According to him, these codes are necessary to view the text. As there is more than one way to think or look realities on the world, Barther says that there is more than one way to read a text. For example, you can just understand and get to know the surface meaning, or you can read the text properly, critically, and can analyze the hidden meaning of the text. So there is more than one way to read the text. For example, in the novel of Gulliver's Travels, one can either read the surface story, that is a very amusing and comic story, and can also look at the hidden meaning that is present beneath the text, which symbolizes the political events that are happening in the story. Then he further on says that there is a plurality of meaning that is found within the text. As practice makes the man perfect, it can be taken into account that reading several times can give a person different meanings, and every time he reads he gets a new idea which come out of the surface. Okay, basically this theory given by Barther was given by Barther in the high structuralism of Barther in his essay which was given in 1968 named Analyzing Narrative Structure, and these codes were identified in the book of Etsy, which sits as a fence between the theory of post-structuralism and structuralism. Okay, what were the 5 codes? The first one, hermeneutic code, which is related to the suspense. The protective code, which defines the sequence of the sequential element of the play. Then comes the semantic, symbolic, and the content code. First of all, we are going to have a look on hermeneutic code. What is hermeneutic code? Hermeneutic code basically provides the story with suspense. It creates the mystery in the story. For example, there was a rainy night, a man came, opened the door and killed someone. Then the suspense is arising that why he has killed the person. What is the reason behind killing the person? This is what we call the hermeneutic code. Okay, let's discuss its application on the novel Merchant of Venus. Here is a reference given that Portia says, "You were to blame. I must be plain with you, so part, so slightly, your wife's first gift. If could add so on to fault, I would deny it. But you see my finger, even so wide falls heart of truth by heaven, in the near comes your bed. Briseno, sweet Portia, if you didn't know whom I gave the ring, and I would conceive for it what gave the ring, and how unwillingly I left the ring, when not would be accepted, but the ring would be a debate strength of the player." The scene happens when Briseno gives the ring to the lawyer as he has basically rescued his friend from the mouth of death. Then Portia asks that where is your ring? Then basically Briseno says that you don't know how unwillingly I have left the ring. Then the suspense in the scene is created that what would be the reaction of Portia when she breaks her engagement with Briseno after listening this that he has given the ring to the lawyer. Okay, another example is presented. Basically, this is a scene where Briseno has to choose one of the 3 caskets, either gold, silver, and bronze. Basically, this symbolizes that a great suspense is created that whether Briseno will marry Portia or not, and what casket he is going to choose. His fortune for choosing the Portia's hand depend upon the casket he chooses. Then we will discuss the protective code. Basically, protective code occurs in the form of narrative. It provides the sequential story. It provides the action of the story, that how the story is being further moved on. Okay, let me say something here, that there can be more than, as there can be more than one way to read the text in one code or in one line. You people can find more than one code. You can apply more than one code on a single code, on a single sentence, on a single text. Here basically the reference is given when Duke says, when basically Antonio, when basically Sherlock wants to cut a pound of flesh of Antonio, then the Duke said that I am here, the authority, unless the lawyer came. Then Scenario says that the lawyer has his message and he has came. Then Bassanio says, wow, good cheer. Antonio, he says that Antonio, you are my friend, I am ready to sacrifice my blood for you. But Antonio, sadly makes him to say that he do not need to sacrifice his life for him, as he is the kindest and ripest fruit. Then basically a person comes and informs that he has got the letter. Then as a letter was brought into the grace, as a letter was brought here, basically here on this very point, and then Bassanio says, Bassanio asks Sherlock that why you are sharpening your knife. Then Sherlock says to cut basically a piece of flesh from the tree which he has symbolized as which he has used the semantic code basically here to say as a bankruptcy. So we will discuss the semantic code later on, inshallah. And further on, so there is a sequence present in the story which applies to the protective code. Moreover, a suspense can be seen here with wider can be and Sherlock, when cut the pound of flesh from Antonio or not. Okay. Let us discuss the control code. Control code basically defines the set of images that are associated with the particular culture of the stereotypes of the mind. Okay, control code is basically provided by the behavior and responses of the inhabitants. Control code is basically designed by the people who live within that very society. Okay, let's just take the reference. Here the reference is given that Sherlock is saying to the people that I can do the deals, I can buy with you, I can stand with you, I can talk, I can walk with you, and so forth. But I cannot eat with you, I cannot drink with you, I cannot pray with you, as I am a Jew and you are a Christian. This symbolizes basically the culture that the Jews or Sherlock can't eat a pork, which is the culture of the Jews' religion. However, Christians can have it, and it is not allowed in his religion that to eat or to drink or to pray with a Christian, but it is allowed to buy, to sell and talk and walk with a Christian. And there is another example given. It is basically also an irony. This showed that basically Jews do not get any job of either of the craftsmen, either of the shopkeeper, either of the teachers. So lending money on the basis of interest was the only job for them, and which symbolizes the culture. That is why he is lending the job, but other people are calling him the misbeliever. So basically this also represents the cultural norm of the era, that a Jew can't work in the profession of a teacher, of a craftsman, of a shopkeeper, and so on. And so the lending money can only be the option of it. And if he lends money, he is also hated by the people, by the Christian members of the society. Okay, then he says, then it is said that mismike me not from my complexion, the shadow burned, the shadow of Nivri burnt him. Here it is clear that the person is saying that Don't look into my complexion. It is the culture here is shown that the complexion or the outward appearance of the people is looked in the novel as compared to their inner appearance. He's saying to judge him on the basis of the other things. Another example of the culture is given that Jessica saved, my husband has saved me as he has made me the Christian. This shows that a Jew lady can't marry a Christian until she herself become a Christian. Next we are going to discuss the semantic code. The semantic codes point out the elements of the text in a particular and additional meaning. Basically it gives the additional meaning. There are two types of meaning, the denotative one, which means a dictionary meaning, and the connotative one. So semantic code basically gives the connotative meaning of the story. Okay, here is the example from the reference of the novel Merchant of Venus. Duke, here basically the judge is asking the Duke to not to cut a pound of flesh or to pay mercy upon the man upon Britannia. It is said in a connotative manner. Denotatively, in the meaning of dictionary, he is saying him not to cut the flesh and show mercy. But in the connotative meaning, in the context, it is Duke is basically saying we will expect a gentle answer Jew, as it is not expected from a Jew to have a gentle answer, as they are represented cruel in the society. Okay, let's discuss the symbolic code. Symbolic code points out to any element in the text that suggests often additional meaning in the way of connotation. Now, this basically also shows the connotative meaning. It provides the additional meaning on the wider level that is beneath the surface. Okay, it basically gives the deeper meaning of the word, which is typically done by the emphasis, where new meaning arises out of the opposing conflict and the ideas. Okay, let us take the reference here in this in the given text. The basically background is that Bersaniu has to choose either the casket of gold, the second one is of silver, and the third one is of lead. Okay, basically all of the three religions, the person of any religion can take the can choose the right casket and marry Portia. But here is a symbolic code representative that Christianity teaches us that outward appearances are depreciative. We should not trust the outward appearances, as it is proved that all the glitters that appears to be the gold are not actually the gold. All the glitters in this world are not the gold. This is basically the faith of the Christianity, and the apparently the net coffin is irremarkable, but it suggests that the core values that Christianity faith doesn't lie on the outward appearances, it lies on the inward appearances. Faith and charity are the core values of Christianity, and they also says that it is everything for a person to take a risk. The one who is choosing the lead casket is basically taking the risk, as he is leaving the precious thing, the gold behind, and is leaving the gold behind, the precious thing, and is choosing the lead. It is not precious thing as compared to the gold. Okay, here is another example given. The kindness I show you got me notice, seen me there. Your single bond and merry spot. If you repay such day, if you repay not me a such day, in a such place, the sums are not expressed in the condition. Let it for beat be nominated pound of flesh. Our your fear cut off and taken will be pleased me. Here basically the pound of flesh symbolizes the friendship between Antonio and Bassanio. As for the sake of his friend Bassanio, Antonio is ready to give his life. He is ready to give a pound of flesh for his friend. Moreover, it also symbolizes the cruelty and the cruel nature of the people of the Jews, that it provide lust to them, it provide happiness to them. If they would cut a pound of flesh, it will soothe their soul. So basically this was the semantic code, and let's just move on towards the conclusion. Barther identifies 5 semantic codes that are common in all the texts. These codes are basically perspective in which you can view a narrative text. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.